it's blah blah blah, and this is going to walk me through the installation once you've actually added WordPress to your website. We put in a title, so we're going to call that final project. Choose the admin username and password. And then we're going to log into WordPress. Now, first thing that you should know is that the WordPress installation, to access the actual admin area, you have to go to /wp-admin. That's where you log in to come to this dashboard where we actually manage everything. And if you're using GoDaddy, I do have the tutorial that shows you how to increase upload sizes and all that good stuff so that you don't have any issues. For example, I'm going to upload a theme. So I'm going to go to Appearance, Themes, click Add New, and then click Upload. If I get lucky, I already have it, but we can go through that process. Have you purchased your theme yet? Okay, great. So this is kind of how it's going to work out. You can just go to their page, go to the themes area, click on the details for any one of these themes, and they have a download button. And then you just, oh, I guess you have to actually buy it first. So yeah, you'd then click download. You'd have this theme here. I can also give you guys the link before you buy it, but it won't let you do everything. So there's the theme WordPress version. And now I'm going to go and actually upload it. So it's under Appearance, Themes, Upload Theme, and then we choose the file, which is a zip. And then we click Install. Now this is going to fail because my upload size limits are not correct. Which, as I said, in the case of GoDaddy, I have a tutorial. In the case of this, I'm going to do it manually. There it is. And that should now do the trick. Let's try one more time. Upload. I guess it's already chosen. So this time the whole 5 megabytes are being uploaded. It's at 83%. We can see the percentages right down here. And it worked. Woo! That was painless. Then I'm going to activate the theme. So you already have about 3 themes that come with WordPress. As you see here, the 1, 2, 3. So installing new themes and switching between them does not hurt your WordPress installation whatsoever. If you want to go and buy another theme and play with it as well, like, you're not going to lose anything. Yes, some of the pages that you may have built with it might look a little weird now, but as soon as you switch back to it, it's going to look kind of just like you expect it to look, or like it used to look.
But when you switch a theme, does it does load the content in, or do you have to start from scratch?
So the themes are just a visual part. They're really just a wrapper that basically adds all the includes, like which framework it's including. It includes obviously its own style sheet, its own just visual stuff. So your content does not get touched by the theme itself.
So I can just change the theme on my current site right now.
Yes. It will have, well, it might look weird, but when you switch back to it, it will look fine. And there's also really good plugin that I've used before that allows you to actually kind of set a theme as like preview mode where only you see the theme as an admin, So it's literally active just for you, and every person that comes to your website sees the actual normal theme that used to be before. So you can just like temporarily activate a theme. Great. So now we've installed that theme. Here's how we customize and use these themes. We go under Appearance, Customize. This is really, really important. And as you see here, there's all these really cool options. Layout, style, builder, settings. Let's actually visualize if we activate another theme, what that would look like. So this is what the default WordPress customizer looks like. Site identity, colors, header image, that great stuff, but that's it. There's no builder here, there's nothing like that. It's the theme that we install that adds those additional options. So I'm going to activate again our U theme and then go back to customize. And now you have these additional options here: layout, style, builder, settings. For U theme, you have access to all the templates, all the themes they provide. And the way you set which one you're interested in using is clicking on style. And then what you can do is click on this little preview all UI components so you get the full picture of what the current theme looks like. This is basically the no theme generic theme. So let's click on the drop down and see what our options are. So here's the first theme called Florence. It's not only that you get all the themes, but each theme has a super cool set of different color options as well, including a dark option. So here's the next one called Juno. So let's just preview Juno. I can just click on this version, and as you see, I'm going to preview in a second here. It's going to load up every element that Juno offers. So this to me feels very bluish. Not a huge fan. Let's try out another one. There's Copper Hill. I'm going to actually go straight to the one I want to use for Joan's website, which is, I believe I think it's Juno actually. Let's try it. Okay, so let's click Juno and click on this one. So that's much prettier to read text. Everything looks about right. Let's go back. So we've set which theme we want to use. Every time we make a change, we can click this publish button to update the actual website. We don't have to. It will keep staying saved until you actually close out of this. Now, the next thing I want to do is create a WordPress page that will serve as my home page that I can fully customize. I can still add lists of blog items. I can add anything I want on this home page, but it should be a specific page in WordPress. To do that, we can go to the homepage settings and then say, I don't want to use my latest posts. I actually just want to use a static page. And here's the one that WordPress makes called sample page. I don't want to use that one. I'll create a brand new one. I'm just going to call it home. And voila, here's my home page. So that's good. We can go back. And now we can actually use all the cool layouts that that theme provides. Oops. We can go to the builder, click on select layout, and then we have to choose the pro layouts for that we have access to from UTheme. Now this is going to show us all of them. I honestly just want to see the ones that are for Juno, so I can do the drop down and just select the one that I'm using, called Juno. There we go. And I'm just going to use this one for now. Notice what happens. It says invalid API key. So until you actually purchase it and have the API key, you can't use it. So here's how we actually add the API key. We go to Settings, System, and this is where the API key goes. I'm going to go to my account, click on my little name, and click API key. That's only after you've purchased it, obviously.
Holy crap.
What?
That's hard.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a mess.
And let's see if it'll let us do it now. Cool. Now it does it. So what this just did is actually added a set of predefined elements that are just already added for you, so and it looks beautiful, has all the things you might want to use. We can always start from scratch. You can click cancel and then just say literally start from a blank page. And we can remove any of these sections. So let's zoom out a little bit so we can actually see the website. So here's my website on the right, and there's no logo or navigation. That's because we actually haven't set those up in WordPress itself. So maybe we can add those before we start messing with this page. But look at the cool animations that happen. That's all included in the theme. So I'm going to save the page. It's asking me to download all those images because I don't actually have them in my WordPress installation. They're really for preview purposes. You're typically going to replace them with the actual doc colors and all that good stuff. So we've saved it. We can go back, and now we can deal with the logo and the navigation. To actually show the navigation, we go to menus, and we need to actually create a menu that's going to show up on the right. So in Joan's case, we select that it shows up in the nav bar, which is up on the right. Click next, and now we can actually add some items. So one of the items could be a link to some kind of a purchase page by item. So notice it's going to happen here on the right as soon as the preview becomes available. And then maybe we can add another item called testimonials, which would just scroll us down the page. So to add just a custom link, you click on custom links, and then I'm going to use a hashtag testimonials. And you see why I do that in a sec. Cool. So that looks good. There they are. By item, testimonials. And we can actually get pretty fancy with it because what UTheme uses is called the UI Kit framework, which I like using. So I'm pretty sure if I just added the class UK button primary, it will look like that. Maybe it also needs a UK button class. Cool. So that's pretty awesome. If you're using some other theme, it probably uses Bootstrap. So then you can do the exact same thing, but use Bootstrap's classes for their buttons by adding like, I don't know what Bootstrap, but I think it's like BT or button and then button primary. And we could actually add some custom CSS later to make that text white. I'm not sure why it's not showing up as white, but we can always change that a little bit later. We'll look at custom stuff soon. Cool. Actually, I want the by item to be on the right, so all I have to do is grab it and drag it. Oops, not as a sub item. I guess that makes it a drop down. That's cool. Now I have my bio on the right, testimonials on the left. I'm happy with that menu. We also need a logo, which for UTheme you actually add it in their own little system, and I believe it's under settings. Nope, under layout header. Here you could choose how the navbar, which is the header, behaves. You can make it sticky so it always stays on top, or sticky on scroll up, meaning only when you start scrolling back up and you're in the bottom of the page, let's say, it will show up so you can quickly access it if you need to. It's really fancy. Watch. Scroll up, it's there. Scroll up, so it's there. Oh. It's really fancy. And we can choose different types of layouts for the header. They have where the navigation is on the left next to the logo, in the middle, on the right. They have a huge set of different options you could use. You could also have the navigation be like a left column or something like that. So I'm happy with them being on the right.
And then if
Yeah, so we're gonna add custom CSS. You could add custom CSS and custom JavaScript. So yeah, I can show you that right now. So now that we
I'm
have,
just wondering if we
yeah,
can you add animation to a site that doesn't have it?
yes. I mean, you have full control to customize it. I actually did some crazy hacking earlier today to create Ash's idea, because all these custom form plugins, they don't use the UI kit framework, so the forms look horrible. Like it's all. So I actually ended up using JavaScript to replace every element with the UI kit element, so it looks beautiful. So you have full handling of how you hack it. There it is. So under layout site is where our logo is. We could just add text like transpaw gear. And there it is. Or I can actually add an image, and actually this supports SVG. Sadly, WordPress by default without a theme does not support SVGs, it only supports PNGs, but this supports an SVG, which is great. And they also have this inverse logo, which is really good because sometimes you might have the header become dark or something behind it go dark, so you might want to switch to a light text color. But there it is. We have a logo now and we have a navigation, so now the website's looking a lot more like it should. Let's publish it. And okay, so this is how you do custom CSS. You can obviously inspect this element, so we can find a way to select it. And what we're going to find is that it's inside of the UK navbar, and it's a UK button that we actually added ourselves. So that's all I need to know. Then I can go to, let's see here, settings, and then you do custom code. In custom code, we can add JavaScript or CSS, and even better, less. Remember when we saw less? You could actually use less in there. It's really, really rad. So let's select that button and make the color white. And we should probably also make it font weight bold. And I want to have more padding on both sides, so I'm going to add padding left 4 EM, padding right 4 EM. There it is. And we can maybe make the font size a bit bigger. So font size 2 EM. That's going to be beautiful. Maybe 1.2. And we have full control here, right? We can even make, like, instead of a square button, we can add a little border radius of like 5 pixels and get really fancy with it. There it is. So that's cool. Go back. So that looks really cool. Do you see that little effect, this animation they add when you hover over it, the little line goes from left to right? That's really sweet. And you can add a favicon. Does anyone know what a favicon is? It's what shows up right here. So you could just add your own little favicon. I'm going to add one for demo purposes. Yeah, and it works really well. I was impressed. Oh, cool. There it is. Is that it? No, it's not it. It's on my other computer, unfortunately. Unless I have a little favicon here. Let's see. Okay, we can steal this one. Looks beautiful. I like it. So we upload it, we select it, and now if I publish my website, I can go and preview this. Okay. There it is. Did you see it? Just little beautiful pink braces for coding.
And so could you make a favicon out of any image, or?
Yeah, you can. So these guys actually do it for you, but they do suggest to keep it about 96 to 96 pixels, and you could upload a PNG. We actually uploaded actual ICO, which seemed to work, so that's great. Cool. So it's looking like a website. Now, what are we going to have here in the main section, right? Some kind of a call to action, limited time offer. So let's go back to the builder, and now we can just get custom on everything. So you click on the specific element, it highlights it here, and when you open it, you can change it to the best product for your animal. Cool. You could make it a link, but we're not going to. And then there's the text underneath it. Let's keep that as is. Now, here's what the button item does. You could choose exactly what it does. So it right now has just like a hashtag link, but we can make it go to our page called buy item. So we select the page that already exists, which Joan, basically that page would have the shortcode for the Stripe purchase form. That's all that page is going to have. And look at how cool this is. We can add the target, the link target to be in a modal, so that it opens up a little modal where you can type in your credit card information and buy the item basically without having to leave the page. We can choose the width to be 500 and the height to be like 400. So that's pretty sweet. And we could also add an icon, so maybe a shopping cart could be good. Great. And you can choose the type of button it is, so let's go for danger. Notice how the icon automatically became white because the background's red. And obviously the text is not browse catalog, but it's buy it now. Sweet. This title here, the 2017, we can just erase it. When you hover over it, the little trash can, delete, because we don't need the year. And then to replace that section background image, I believe we click on that little pencil icon next to the section name. Yep, there it is. And I can click on image and select one that actually has the dog collar on it.
Yeah, I did that, and it's not the right size.
So if you click on edit settings, you can choose the image size to be contain or cover or auto, or you can actually manually enter it in and it'll resize it exactly as you want. And you can position it bottom right, bottom, all the different positioning, and you can make it parallax or not parallax, and then just, yeah, a lot of options here to customize it. So if it's not the right size, you could email it to me if you want. We can test it in a sec.
Well, I made you a user. I thought you were sorry.
No, I mean like just the image, just to show you how that would work. Oh, did you use UTeam?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
okay.
here when I bought it. I was here when I bought it.
No, I know, but maybe you're trying another theme. Yeah, so there's a lot of cool options. I'm just amazed with the amount of options they do provide for customizing every aspect of every element. So let's say that all this crap down here, like this section and this section, is like not something I'm going to use. For example, Joan wants to have a nice little like feature listing with a product. So I'm going to just go ahead. Hopefully it saved. Nope, I did not save. Damn, all that work. Stupid swipe on the Mac. Enjoy. Alright. Buy it now. Link to the buy page. And modal. Alright, that's sufficient. So that's why I save early, save often. I don't know if you've heard that saying, but it stands. Wait, my theme? It changed the whole theme. Not to worry. Oh, we lost the logo and all that good stuff. I'm gonna blame Mac on that one. Yep. Wait, the menu is actually not there, but it's showing up. Cool, that's sufficient. Oh, maybe we have the previous. So how do we get the previous? Please save your changes in order to share the preview. The previous set of changes has already been published. Please try saving a current set of changes again. There we go. And we do need that logo. All right. There's our website. So here's what I was saying. We can just keep the header because we like it. We like this hero. But the rest of the sections, we can just straight up delete, 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 and delete, and delete, and delete. Cool. So that's it. The whole page becomes just the header, the hero, and now we can add new sections. When you hover over here, there's a little plus button. So we can add a section with, we're going to call it features. There we go. And that's all we want to do for now. Inside of it, you can add any of these elements here. So we can add a button. I think what we're going to use is the grid, which will allow us to add like 6 different features of the product, and then add like the product image on the right that maybe has little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers showing the 6 different features. But before we do that, I think we need to actually utilize the column system, which is, where was it? Where were the columns? Copy, edit. Ah, there it is. So we can choose one of these column layouts. I think we're going to keep it 50-50. And now we have 2 columns. On the left column, we have the grid. And just keep adding elements to get used to what they do. So let's click on the grid to actually add the 6 items. Best safety, Lipsum. That'll do. Awesome things. So we need 6 of these. And you can also add an image that shows up on top if you wanted to. So like a little icon maybe. Actually, it does even have, it has an icon thing, so you could actually just choose an icon from here or upload your own custom icon. Okay, so we have 6 items. My descriptions may be a bit long, but that's a good start. Now on the right side, we're going to add an image. And when we click on the image, we can actually select what the image is of. That will probably do. And let's see here what we can do with that image. We can animate it. We can change the width, the margin, all that good stuff. All right. Let's save that so we don't lose it again. And let's preview what the website looks like. So we have our logo, buy item, scroll down to another buy button, which is fancy. And then we have 6 items here. Now, obviously, a couple of things, right? We have options where we can make the left column a bit smaller. We can make these titles smaller. There's a lot of different ways we could adjust it so it fits. And then this image on the right will then also be more elongated rather than the way it is currently, which is very horizontal. So you might have to do a little image editing here to get the right image to look good. But we have our 6 features. We have the actual graphic, and we have the header scrolling up. So that's looking good. And let's see.
So even though it would be a single page, I wouldn't have things like warranty, FAQs, all that on that single page. That would be an internal page.
Right, those would be set, but a single page doesn't typically mean that it's just one page. It's that the main use cases are going to be in the one page. So the testimonials, all that stuff is in one page, and then you have your like warranty, which is a separate page. And it's just as simple as creating this page. You'd create the warranty page.
Right.
So it's
now, do you create a new page in the WordPress dashboard, or do you go in here and create a new page?
That's really up to you. It just depends how you want to actually edit the text.
You can go either way, right?
You could go either way. Yeah. So like for example, let's do this. Let's save this. So
because that's what I did. I went to the dashboard and I basically created a lot of pages.
There's nothing wrong with that. Let's look at. Okay. So the way that this works is if you do create the page with the admin, you need a way to navigate to it with the customizer. So let's add a page called FAQs.
Once you save it, it allows you to there's a builder icon that comes up.
Oh, there is?
Uh-huh.
Oh, sweet. Love that. Great.
Okay, so doing it that way is fine.
Yeah, so then here I choose layout, and I'm pretty sure they actually had like an FAQ layout.
They did, and an about and a contact, except I used a different for the contact.
Did that look bad or?
I think I used the one that you used for somebody else the other night.
Yeah. So where are the FAQs? So yeah, that's the kind of nice thing of all the different layouts, that one of them will have the things you're looking for.
Well, you can modify your search at the top.
Yeah. Already too deep.
Oh.
I'm already too deep. Let's use this. Oh, what happened, senor? FAQ, nice. There it is. So this is going to replace everything with this nice little FAQ, and then I'd edit the content here, right? So I'd have to click on each item and add the content. So if this is the way you want to handle the content and have all this cool functionality, then yeah, I think that works totally fine. So now we have a FAQ page. I mean, this is to me like the most important things to keep in mind is like how the theming is working, and for a simple page, just a single page, I think now we just need to add a link to that FAQ, which would probably add in the footer of the actual homepage. So I can click on the homepage, go to the builder, and then in this section I could just add a
They didn't have a footer template.
actually in this builder, when I actually added all the elements, it did add the footer.
Where?
Well, like, I don't know if this is gonna just add them or, yeah, see, this is kind of a footer here.
Right.
So you could create a new page, see what the footer looks like, because it's just elements, right? All these things they're showing you are just
Or you could create like 4 columns.
yeah,
And then,
exactly.
so how do you make it live on every page though?
Well, it depends. So if you're doing if you actually want it to be on every page, then I'm pretty sure you have to go to their footer customization section, which is right about here. See where it says footer?
Oh, there it is.
That's where you can actually select the layout just for the footer or whatever, and then we could erase this one and that one. And then they have a divider, a title, and then 3 items in it. So we can save that. And now every page is going to have a footer. So they let you customize every one of the sections, main chunks of WordPress.
But it'll show up on every.
Yeah, it'll show up. So if we go to the by item page, it's right there. Because it's the WordPress footer, it shows up everywhere. You probably have the option to choose not to show it on a specific page, but it will be there. Cool. Okay, now let's look more into like getting a little customization as far as people being able to sign up, log in, and add entries to your blog post, basically. To do that, I found a few free plugins that do a great job. The first one is called Profile Builder, which does the full custom sign up login. So plugins, add new. This allows us to search the whole database, and we add the Profile Builder. Yeah, I think it's that one. It does have a premium version, but the free one seems to do everything I would ever need it to do. Cool.
Does it allow you to link to a newsletter?
It has a lot of options. So if you click here on general settings, I believe, there's, do you want them to use their own CSS? No. I'll actually just leave it for now. Email confirmation, roles editor activation. Do you want admin approval? And then allow users to log in with username or email, or with just one or the other. And you can choose what type of password.
That would be for like Ash's site, right?
Yeah. Well, or for your the dog training website, because this has a plugin that allows you to have people pay to become members to have access to stuff.
But, I mean, if you're using Constant Contact or MailChimp or Active Campaign or something, do you want that signed into a link to something? Like, Ash, are you going to be sending out a newsletter?
No,
You're not.
not that I plan on.
So there should be pretty much always a way for you to actually integrate just everyone that's signed up, because you're talking about like people signing up to the newsletter. Well, once they're a WordPress member, you can always export the list of people with their email addresses and names and use any system you want to send out the email. And I'm sure it's also integratable. So what I'm doing now is they add all these fields that they ask every person that signs up. I'm just gonna remove pretty much all of them to keep it simple, because Ash's website is gonna be very simple. You just type in email, a username, and a password, and you're done. You could even take out the confirmation password, which is great. Cool. And you can add custom fields here that let you collect specific type of information that you want to get from them. So, okay. Here's the cool thing. To add the login form, it's just adding this shortcode anywhere that's a WordPress field, which we'll see where that is. And you can make a page for them to edit their profile as well very, very easily. Okay, so let's add the sign up, the register and login form. I'm going to create a page, and I'm going to call it sign up login, and publish it so I can use the builder to actually customize it. So this is where this gets really cool. With the page builder, I can choose a layout. I believe, how do I start from scratch actually? Select layout and then start empty. Cool. Oh, start empty. It's right down here. Great. So you just start off with the blank page, and then what I'm going to add is what they call the switcher, which is just tabs. And then I can select the tab called sign up. And in here, all I have to put is the register shortcode. And there it is. And then I'm going to add an item called login. And I should put in the login shortcode. These were very much available when you click on this, the little plugin. So there it is. We have our login sign up page. Now what I can do from the home page is either put like some section here where you click on it and opens up a modal with the login sign up, or I could just add a menu item. There's our beautiful menu. Apparently it did get saved. That's cool. So I'm going to add a new item called, well, just a link to the page called sign up login, but I can call it anything I want. Oh, that's a good name, so let's keep it. And there's our sign up login button. Oops, it's way to the right. Maybe we should move it all the way to the left. And let's publish it to see what this would look like. So there's a sign up login button. I click on it. It takes me, there's one more little setting in WordPress which prevents people from basically accessing your whole website. So you go to settings, membership, anyone can register. And you can set a default role of like author or something like that. That was an important little tidbit. Because now, this page has a sign up. There's my username, email, password. This is so cool because with the default WordPress, you type in a username and an email, and you click done. It sends you an email, which you then have to go check the email. It gives you a temporary password, which you have to copy and paste, then go to WordPress, the admin area, and change your password. It's a nightmare. This, you become a user very, very quickly, because I even removed the confirm password, and they can send it to themselves if they want. Click register. There is no way that's true. I don't know what just happened. That was weird. Something weird's happening here. Not sure what's happening there, but it worked great for. I'll show you guys what I built earlier as like a to test out all these features. But this is really cool, right? Look how beautiful these little tab system are from this theme, and there's a sign up login page which takes us here. You could actually also include that directly into this page. The login form could come into here. When we go back to the builder, which is under theme, appearance, customize, Here's how cool that is. We could have a, maybe we can add a button called, let's see. What does the overlay do? Haven't played with that. Ah, no, we won't. Trash. Gallery button. All right, let's see if we can do a button that actually opens up a modal. Yeah, we can actually choose the sign up login page, and then we can choose to open up in a modal and make it about 500 by 400. Yeah, that'll do. So let's try it out. Is this a deal breaker? Notice what's going to happen when a user actually sees this button. So the footer shows up, and the logo shows up, and the footer shows up. Is that horrible? No, because we can do custom CSS, guys. If we inspect this, we'll find out that it's called TM header. Oops, what am I inspecting? Let's see. So it's inside of this iframe, which I don't know if the CSS would do it, but I'm sure there's a way if we play around with it that will allow us to do, let's see. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to make it so that when it opens up in the modal, it doesn't show up the title and the footer. So that's really cool. You can add that login sign up form. They don't have to even leave the page. They could log in with a little modal pop up, or you could just take them to the page. It's not a big deal, right? And as I said, we could also just literally add the form there by adding a text. So when you add text, it's an actual WordPress field where you can copy and paste a shortcode like login, and guess what's going to show up? The login form. You can add in a little column, panel, whatever you want. You have full ability here to get really custom with it. So why would we do this custom registration instead of the WordPress one? Because Ash doesn't want people to go into that whole WordPress dashboard and figure out how to do stuff. He just wants people to sign up, log in, add new ideas, and add comments. So to do the ability for people to add items, I found something called user submitted posts. It's actually really great. Even the free version supports most everything I wanted. It does the WYSIWYG. You can upload an image that you can then use as the article. So back to plugins, adding a new one. And this is how we let people add posts without going to the WordPress admin area. So here's the settings. It's a lot of them. So these are the fields that are going to show up in the form. These are the fields that are going to show up in the form when they're submitting. So obviously, we're going to make it only when people are logged in to see this. So we're going to disable that field, disable this one, disable. We need a title. If we want, we can let them add tags or choose a category. That's fine. But we shouldn't require it. So let's just display but do not require. Display but do not require. And then content. That's where they have the WYSIWYG. Challenge question. Nope, because they're logged in. They should be a real human being. And then post images. So Ash wants them to attach some kind of an image of the idea. So yes, let's display that. If we keep going down here, we'll notice that you can choose whether as soon as they add the post, should it be pending, so then you have to approve it, Or you could have it publish immediately like it would in Quora, for example. So let's do publish immediately. You could choose a redirect URL, so after they submit it, it could go back to the list of ideas page or wherever you want. But really important checkbox is the rich text editor. So when they're describing the idea, they could do bullet points, they could bold, they could add titles. So we definitely need that. And one more thing about the image is require people to be logged in to submit. This was really important. It took me a while to figure it out. So if you want the actual image to display the way that WordPress is built to display images, you have to set the image they uploaded as a featured image, and then it automatically is going to show up. So that's really cool. You can choose some restrictions so they don't upload some huge, ginormous image. And yeah, there's a lot of options here that are really, really cool, and these are all included in the free version. So I save my settings, then under the settings, which maybe we can collapse it now. Sweet. There's something called display the form. This is awesome. It just shows you basically all the little shortcodes you need. So if you want to show the form for them to add an idea, we copy that, and we're going to make a page where we could put that in and call it add idea, paste, publish. Cool. So let's see what a logged in user would see. You have to log in. Fortunately, that link is not to our little special login page, but that's okay. I'm gonna sign up. Oh wait, we couldn't sign up, right? That was the issue. Because it's already taken. Cool. Okay, so I'm logged in. Now I can go to the add idea page, and this is exactly what people will see. They can add a title, my awesome idea. They can add tags, great, perfect, awesome. And we do have to add these categories in the WordPress interface for them to exist. So there's only in categorized. And here's their idea, right? This is my idea. They can actually upload images for each point if they want to explain what the point looks like. Let's see if we have any images here we could use. Yes, there they are, cat pictures. So that's my idea, to have cats sitting on chairs. And then this is the featured image which would show up if you have a list of all the ideas with just the title and you want to have the cool image. That's where they upload that one. So let's find another cat image. And then they click submit. Oh, the image is too big. Bummer. Oh, and it erases everything. That's swell. Swell. But at least the image is already saved in here, so we can just add it this way. Alright, where do we have a smaller image? How big is that?
Oh, it's just an idea. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now that we've submitted it, it appeared as a blog entry, shows you that featured image first, then the title. All these additional information could easily be hidden with the builder. The theme supports just checking these on and off. It shows the idea, anything we've added inside of it. Then there's tags which people can click on and see other ideas with the same tags. So whatever the idea tags could be. And then people could come in here and leave comments even if they're not signed up. So let's see. So I could say, great stuff. And this comment awaiting moderation, again, something from the admin area, you could decide to have that on or off. If you add a CAPTCHA in these comments, which is again a plugin, then you don't need to do the call moderation because bots would not be able to bypass the CAPTCHA from Google. And then people can reply to the idea, right, Ash? Like if somebody, like the person that posted it wants to like reply to a specific comment, they could reply.
Yeah, it's like the nested comment structure. Right?
Yeah. So this is, and they could search and all that good stuff. So there's Ash's idea at about 80%. Next on the list is browsing items, categories, tags. So these are something under WordPress called widgets. So let's go back to our builder and actually add like 3 boxes where you can see the categories, the tags, and maybe just the recent ideas that were posted, right? So I'm going to add a new section right here. And actually in this section I want to add columns, which I believe, nope. Oh, I see, I get it now. To edit this row, not the section, you click this edit button here and then you can choose the columns. So we want 3 columns, and we want to add in the first one a what? A WordPress widget. That's how we add like a list of WordPress thingies. So here we can choose the type of widget. For example, we could show categories. And there's only one category uncategorized. But once you start adding more categories, they'll automatically show up there, and people can click to expand. We can add another widget, WordPress widget, which is probably is a tag, some kind of a plugin or a way to add the tags in there as well. But let's just say recent ideas. And here's the thing. They don't know what this is or what that is, so we can really easily add a title, right? We just click this little plus button under each column, and then we say headline, and we can drag it up above and call it categories. And we could duplicate it and drag it into the middle column and rename it to recent ideas. And let's see if they have some kind of a way to show tags. Maybe this WordPress area, I don't know what that does. I see. That shows like any one of the main elements. So that's a no-go. But we would have here this like a title, let's say tag cloud. And then we find how to use WordPress to add the tags. So look at that, beautiful, 3 columns, a great way for Ash's users to find the different types of ideas by category, recent, or a tag. Straightforward. Those are widgets, really, really important part of WordPress to list different types of items. All right, let's look at the Google Calendar integration because I'm kind of curious. It's Matt and David both need some kind of a calendar they could potentially book and be added to Google Calendar or some other calendar and send out an email. So if we get lucky, we search for calendar and we find what we need. Okay, the events calendar is a carefully crafted plan that lets you easily manage. Let's see. Google Maps, rapidly creating events. Seems like it does a lot of stuff, but I can't see what we need. Booking, calendar appointment booking system. That seems pretty spot on. Nice and friendly. Does it integrate with the calendar? So it shows you available, booked, unavailable, and price if you want to. Can you guys see if it says anywhere that integrates with some kind of a calendar system. Check in, check out. So it seems like this might be all managed through WordPress itself. Even the Pro version doesn't seem to integrate. There's extended version, Google Captcha. All right, there's other. Let's see, booking calendar. Key benefits, go to your database. Email notifications, that's great. So that could probably be sufficient, right? You could just get an email saying this is the day. Because it will also add it to the database, which means that if they book on a specific day and a time of the day, it would show as busy at that day so that you don't like have multi-booking. So let's try this one out. There seem to be a lot of them, by the way. Booking appointments is kind of a big deal. So here's an advanced one. Here's a pinpoint #1 booking calendar system.
Theme calendars or those WordPress calendars?
These are plugins which would be so what we use is we use the theme to then add the shortcode for the plugin. So the plugin would give us a shortcode, which is square brackets, calendar something, and we copy and paste that into the theme builder into a section where we want to show it, and we just show the plugin. And then we would go and actually add some CSS to make it look more like the theme. I'm sure there might be themes that support the calendar already. I don't know if UTheme does. Okay, so we installed, which one? There you are. We're going to activate it and give it a quick test. See, I love this stuff when it actually opens up the page and then you can get started. All right. Go to plugins and then booking calendar settings to get what we need from it. What type of calendar? Traditional light, black. So they have a few themes here. Let's go with traditional light. Number of months. What? Yeah, why is it in years? I guess you're gonna show 1 month. Start of the day, start of the week, Sunday or Monday. And type of day selection in calendar, you can only select a day, and you're unavailable on Sunday and Saturday, let's say. Show a thank you message. So here, remember I was telling you how like this message is really important. Like we're like working on it. We're gonna get somebody out there. Like something that makes it just make them understand they're important to you. A default booking admin page. Yeah, that's the admin part, so we don't need to worry about that. So you can allow unlimited bookings. Check to prevent double booking during submitting a booking. Sure. Oh. Okay, let's leave it. And then there's advanced settings for JavaScript loading. That's just more cool stuff you could do with it. And that's looking good. All right. There's all the settings we need to change. Oh wow, it gets even cooler. Wait, there's a lot of tabs up there. So we can customize the form once they click on a given day, I'm assuming. Yep, so you can ask them for their phone number or their address. We can add new field, like text, and call it zip or something, I don't know. And we can make it required. So these could be organized, right? You can drag them and drop them to choose which one's on top. This looks like a good enough form. And where do we want to show it? Under the calendar at the right side, center. Cool, let's do it under the calendar for now. So save those changes. And let's see if we can send an email to ourselves. Great. There it is, new booking, and then here you could put in the content and change it to how you want it to look. That's really cool. So full customization there. Let's try to add it to our actual system. Wow, a lot of options there. So let's maybe see if there's a shortcode listed somewhere here. Getting started, help info. Please don't make me watch the video. Oh, okay. Add booking form to your poster page. Open existing poster page. Okay, there's an icon for that. So we can make a page to see what that looks like. Book us. Wait, I don't see the icon. Oh, there we go. Here's an actual, some information. Overview? Booking form. I think that should be like the one thing it's always bold and like up and center. By the way, you can add Stripe and charge them, Joan. This allows you to actually choose like all the information you want to gather from them, and you could integrate Stripe so that they can actually pay you, and then you get the email that they've successfully paid and their address. It's pretty cool.
You mean for the dog training?
No, I mean for
Harness?
the harness, yeah.
I don't know if I would use that as my payment fee. I mean, a calendar, you know?
No. I think they have like just the form that you can add to any page to, like, you don't have to get a date. I'm pretty sure, but I'm just saying like every plugin that collects like information from the user, that has like integration with the Stripe or something like that. So it'd be just a custom form system that accepts a payment, and then you get the email from the custom form, which has their address and that they've paid successfully.
Right. Well, I was just going to use WooCommerce as the shopping cart, so. And that
But I don't know. Like, why would you need a cart if you only have one product they can add to their cart?
people are probably more comfortable shopping that way, right?
Well, you click a buy button, it pops up, it says like put in your credit card,
You get the all this what's that certificate?
but you still have you always have the certificate on your website. There's no change. We'll talk about it. Where are the short codes? This is genuinely agitating when they tell you. Maybe the help page. Alright, we'll check the video and zoom through until we find the short code. It's just brilliant. Like, where is it? Oh, it's a tag? Oh my gosh. Oh my god, it's a stupid little icon. Okay, book. Hey Zeus. There we go. Great. Timeline, label, start date, show until from maybe 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. There it is. That's the code we need. And that's how we show the calendar. Great. How hard was it to give me these two pieces of information? Great. Let's try it out. So there it is. There's a little calendar. Click on a date. Okay. Let's try inserting the other stuff they gave us. A booking form. And let's add the third one just to be sure. Great. Now we have everything. Oh, that's cool. So this is what would potentially be a way for them to actually book a specific time slot, like in David's case, where it's a lot more like for a specific time they're going to get on a call or something like that. Oh, now we can click on it. So, okay. This is obviously a pretty lame system, but I will just go through and install a few of the different plugins and just try out which one's great. Like I could hack this where when you click on a day, then it like shows this, but you shouldn't have to do that much work for something so simple. But that's how we add it, right? We find the shortcode, and then we could add it here, or we can directly add it into our page. So if I go here to the home page, I can click on the builder. Why am I not on the home page? There we go. That's our home page. We go to the builder. And so remember how we were talking about actually adding the calendar like right here on the right side? So I could click edit the row, make it so there's like a little side column for the calendar. Go back, and then here all I have to add is text because it's a shortcode. And when I click on it, I could paste the booking calendar only. And save. Let's preview it as if a brand new user came to our website. There it is, little calendar. But there's gonna be plugins that are gonna just look much better than that. And it's funny that they had the little booking calendar logo underneath the free version, because it's not in an iframe as far as I know. Yep, which means that this is about to disappear. Where is it? There it is. So how, oops. So how will we make that disappear, guys? Any ideas? It's the last link. They specifically didn't add a class to it or anything like that, so you can't take it out. But it's the last link inside of that element, which means that if we add some custom CSS, a last of type display none important, then this may just do the trick. And it's gone. So this is how we keep advertisement out of our way, because I don't believe in that kind of advertisement. Like if you make the premium features be good enough, you don't have to make people's websites ugly. Yeah. So there it is, a little calendar. And we could potentially add like the little calendars. I think that's more used right now as a preview of the days you're available, and you can just put a button right underneath it that says book now. So here's what we do. We add a button, we duplicate this one, we drag it under the text, and it's called book now, and it goes to that page we created called book, and it could be a modal. So what is that gonna look like? So there's our book button. You click on it, opens up the modal, and here you actually have the form where you could submit it, select the day, and then put in the information, which we'll get in an email. So that's a little bit of a hack if there's no version that actually you click on and it opens up, which I'm pretty sure there has to be. And yeah, and I'm very, very confident if you look at those ones that call themselves #1 booking app or whatever, that those will have the integration with Google Calendar potentially. And then finally, I just wanted to cover David's recipe website. So, he could obviously create an account for his wife, and she can come in here, and every time she wants to add a recipe, she clicks Add New Post, and then she call it guacamole. But then she would want to add ingredients. She'd have to make a title, ingredients, every single time, and then add a list, which could get frustrating, especially like maybe she forgot if she used an H2 or an H1, and so on. So he would want to go and look at some of the custom field options in the plugins, where it will allow him to add a section for his wife that's called ingredients, and she can just literally add them one at a time, and it'll automatically add the list. So let's look at custom fields. And this is probably a really good one with 1 million active installations. Yeah, actually I've used this one before. So he would actually add this plugin, go to the menu for ACF, where was it? You don't see anything? Custom fields, there it is. And he could add a field group called ingredients. He could add a new field here called ingredient list. And I think in the type he could actually add there used to be an option. There's an option like where you can just keep adding unlimited amount of items. I don't see it here. Maybe there's an option to just say that they can repeat this field. That's cool. Oops. Oh no. So how do we delete the second one we created? Let's click delete. Okay, option. Field groups are created in order from lowest to highest position. Okay. David, what I'd suggest doing, Ravi, what I suggest doing is actually just going to Google and typing in like WordPress custom field, multi-field or field cloning plugin, and I've done this before where it's exactly kind of like this, but there's a field option. Maybe it was the premium version, and allows you to let's see if maybe the add-ons have that specific feature. Repeater field. Create infinite rows of repeatable data. There it is. So you'd have to purchase the repeating field. But that's what basically it does, right? It'll keep going through and allowing you to create as many ingredients for each item as you want to. Yeah, part of the premium option, unfortunately. Cool. That's all for WordPress for tonight. After that, we're going to actually do some fun hacking and build some trip planning app with friends in a short amount of time.